And we have liftoff. Thank you for tuning into the Planet Guardian podcast, Boys Planet Edition. We'll be reviewing episode 4 of Boys Planet, an Mnet survival show where contestants from all around the world, all male contestants, are fighting and singing and dancing. Well, not fighting like "Ka-chow," but fighting their way through to get to the top 9 and debut in a male K-pop boy group. We're so glad to have you back and talk about this episode. I feel like we're finally getting our way to the elimination. So we're about to have our first another dream moment. Um, Aneesa, how are you feeling? There's no limit on your words, just how are you feeling?
Um, I feel like episode 3 was just a bit more entertaining. I felt like this episode just had a lot of people that they gave us like no screen time on before. So it just felt like a lot of new faces. And I'm just like, okay, everyone's like all the same persons, what it was starting to feel like. You know what I mean?
It's interesting you said that because I feel like both sides of Burn It Up did not know who they were. Especially Burn It Up G team. I'm like, oh yeah, going home. Only person I knew from that team was the guy who was singing like that song where he's like, "Anika chicka blah," and clapping.
Who was he on that team? Because I remember that he was
He
on
was
that
the main
team.
vocalist. Again, should not have been the main vocalist. And here he is. No, I'm sorry. We're giving all the juice away. Would you
Yeah,
like
what
to?
are your thoughts?
Let's get to the eliminations.
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like I cannot predict until the first cut. And then especially as like it gets better with the first episode of the second round, I'm like, all right. We're kind of seeing where this direction is going. Because I feel like it, especially after the second round eliminations, then it's like, okay. Because that was the moment when we knew Bahye's in. Like she's
Mm-hmm.
in, like that's it. We just
Mm-hmm.
knew. So it's like as this, they're cutting, like sorry to say, I don't want to call it this way. I don't want to say we're cutting off the fat, but it's like we just know out of 98 contestants, yeah, what? Like a lot of y'all are going home. Like, you know what I mean? Like what would be 89 of you guys are going home. So you all joined and knew this coming into it. So we got to get to the cuts to get to
Mm-hmm.
the, you know. And I'm looking out this time around to make sure I can spot the young gun.
Yeah.
There are some contestants that I think are the potential young gun, but I'm
Mhm.
not sure. So anyway, I think I ran my whole mouth. Do you want to share your top 9?
Yeah, sure now. See, that's why we can't just say 3 words. 3 words isn't enough.
I limit it so we don't give the juice. Oh,
So my top 9, I'll just tell you right
I
away.
thought this was my top 9.
This is the same exact top 9 as last week, but I just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
rearrange the order because I think next week we can only vote for top 6. Not next week, but whenever they reopen
Oh,
after the
great. Oh,
eliminations.
good, because I'm just like ready to just like start getting to the top 3 at this point.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like, okay, who would I vote for if I could only vote for 6? So
Uh-huh.
that's why I was like, let me rearrange this. So Anthony's number 1, obviously. Wumuti number 2. Like he worked his way up, and I think that stage, I think, is just how he performs in general. So I don't expect for him to drop at all. And he's
No
kind of,
disrespect. He has a good face.
yeah.
He has a good face. I'm surprised he wasn't like showcased more.
They are probably just testing the waters to see how people will feel about him. Because I feel like the way that Mnet does things is they have a like let's say 20 boys who they're like, we want to push these boys, and then we have 20 boys that's like they're not on top
Maybes.
20, but there are
Right.
maybes, yeah. And then everyone
Right.
else they're on the sidelines. I feel like Wumuti might be in maybe on the lower end of a
It's
maybe.
giving Shanna.
No. Honestly, he was kind of giving me Wanja. Like he'll have good like screen time, good editing, and he'll get enough votes to get to the end.
But
But I don't know if
Wonjo
he'll
was
have
in
the
the
one
the
kicks.
Shanna category of the we'll keep I don't know. There's an episode of Family Guy where Brian and Stewie don't ask questions, had babies, and they're like, we're gonna put all these in this box. Is giving me that energy where it's like, we're gonna put all these trainees in this box, the just in case box,
Yeah.
Like in case y'all eliminate, like just how they like no one was given Ji Young or Ji Yoon uh any votes, and she got eliminated the second round. They're like, that's what we really wanted, but we have to pick Young Gun because you got.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
No, you're fine. Number three, Jiwoong. I
Is
think
he
he's
the
just
really attractive tall guy that was in Backdoor?
yes, I think it was Backdoor. He was the leader who didn't even sing his line.
Yes.
He
Okay. So
mumbled it and pulled his shirt
all he
up.
said was no, 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 and I said perfect, perfect. I was like, he had minimal lines, like basically the pretty sub vocalist. But you know what? That just goes to show you that that role is important.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, hold on, because people were kind of frying him up because they're like, he didn't sing. All he did was show his abs. But I'm just like, you know what? Maybe we need that in this group. I
We
want that
don't.
in
We
this
need
group.
that. We
Like, you
need
know how
that.
Haewon and IZ*ONE, she sang her little, just her one liner. And I love those lines. I think that's what I want from him, but like a boy version of that.
This is off topic, but someone said if Kepler, not Kepler, if IZ*ONE had mask, and Haewon had so many lines.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You know that's not gonna happen. Hey, I don't think Haewon will get the yeah yeah. Like I don't think she would
No,
get those
they gave
lines.
her Hikaru's line to touch and paste. No, he said touch and push or copy and paste, touch and push. Because
Yeah,
Haewon has that lower register.
yeah,
Or it's so funny how we talked about like everyone's like, ooh, that nice sultry, and then she gave us an album.
yeah.
Anyway,
But
oh,
yeah, Ricky is
okay,
still up there. He solid performance. Jong Hao, Haruto, Mingyu, Matthew, Doha, all still there.
just
That's
rearrange.
my top nine. Yeah, just rearrange so that you can
Mm,
see if we can only vote for six. Those are the six that I'll be voting for the next elimination.
very nice. I like it.
Yep.
Can you see my top nine?
Hmm.
So I removed Gunwook from my top nine.
I thought you were still
Not
you didn't like his Beyonce moment?
well. I have to think. I'm not saying I don't like him, but I'm like I feel like this like adding Haruto to the lineup freshened it. Like it gave it new life. And then I felt like Gunwook and Kenta had the same visuals, like vibe.
Oh, yeah, they kind of do. Maybe Keita's more like slightly more mature.
Yeah. And I was like, I need something fresh. And I'm
Hmm.
like, at this point, I don't care if they can or can't sing. Because Girls Planet, we tried that. And then they were like, no more singing, no more vocals. We just want people that can dance and kick. And now that's what we got Young Guns screaming. So we got Chae Hyung stressed out her mind having to sing. She didn't want to sing. So Bepler, is that what people call in this group?
Bepler.
Bepler. Yeah, there's enough people that can sing here, kind of. I don't really care. In that, you figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, you actually have a lot of singers here.
Kind of. I mean, Haruto sing ish. She's more of a rapper. It's like
I mean,
how
this
he
is
will.
how, oh, sorry, you go
Oh
ahead.
no, you know you're fine. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, if you compare it to like even Girls' Generation, nine members, they only really had
Had the
like
okay,
in the
so
beginning, you know?
two.
Yeah, in the beginning, they only really had two who were like singers, and then later on, give them time to develop.
I don't know what Tiffany did. I don't know what happened, but it somehow became Tiffany and the girls. I feel there needs to be a documentary on it because there was a shift. Anyway, that's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole different podcast. Anyway, you know what's funny? Daul's 13th place.
That's a whole other conversation too.
I was like, wow. And I contributed to that nonsense.
You really did. I have a feeling that he might drop because I feel like people who voted him for him before probably find him kind of annoying now.
We'll
But we'll
see.
see. We'll
We'll
see.
see. We'll see. I think I don't have anything else to really talk about. But beyond that, it hasn't changed. There's a lot of people that I do like, But we won't know what this group will become until.
I noticed that you do like Hanbin right away,
Mm,
the Korean center. And when
yeah,
we were watching Kepler, like I guess we were both feeling like, okay, like Diana's good, but we don't see the it factor yet. Like, why would she be in our top nine?
I put her in the top nine because I'm like, she's going to get in. I don't know what she's doing when it happens, how she's going to make it work, but I
Mhm.
just have a feeling she'll get in. So let me just get used to seeing her here, so that way
Mhm.
I know. But
Mhm.
Hanbin, I didn't even like him. Well, it was like I didn't know who he was during the Signal song, so I was more paying attention to Zhang Hao because I'm like, oh, he's the Korean, no, he's the global center, so I pay
Mhm.
attention to him. But he just like earned his way, and especially during this episode when he's like the leader of dance, because that is not um Hugh's like forte.
Mhm.
Even though he like helped with formations, like he's play to your strengths. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, he actually deserves to be here. Like I
Yeah.
have no qualms. It's not like a Chae Kyung where I'm like, I guess she'll get first place because she's has bangs and milky skin. Like no, I can see why he would get first place. Like I have
Yeah.
nothing to deny him in that position.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ramble, but I'm fearful he will get the Tetsuki Miyu treatment.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I don't see K-Ton making it into even
I
the finale. I don't see him making it to the finale.
I see him making it to round 3 and then we figure it out from there.
Ugh.
But I think he'll get into the finale. I just don't know because I feel like they're painting him out to be talented Japanese trainee, and then Mnet does what Mnet does.
It's just hard for me to see too though, because I feel like I have to see the first elimination to understand
Where we're
how are these
going.
people voting. Yeah, where are we going from
That
here?
once we understand, we will get
Yeah.
it. But the
Yeah.
thing is, it's a new thing because we don't have the rig, or as in it. But last year's rig or 2 years ago was the SIM cards,
Hmm.
because we knew, okay, which girl has the SIM card people situation, and we kind of going off on that,
We'll
and we were
see.
right for a good portion of it. Um, we didn't see the ranking and how they were going to stack up. We didn't see that coming.
So I have a comment to make, and I hope that
Sure.
I'm wrong.
Oh, is it
But
about my? Is it about what I put up or?
no, just a general comment on Zhang Hao Global
Yeah.
Center. I feel like if he wants to debut, he might have to like really fight for it because it's kind of giving like the Chuon curse when the center would like never debut. I'm worried that that
Well,
might be him
it's giving.
because it's
Well,
giving me like Urena to me. Like everyone has
oh,
him in the top
and
nine,
then
top
once they
three.
figure out who they need, they drop him.
Yeah, like once it gets down to one pick,
Uh,
you know what I mean? Like, do you have enough? I don't know. Like, I really don't know.
I will have to see because what people are rumoring and K-pop fans lie like they like fish needs to breathe in water. They just lie like their life depends on it. So I don't know what to believe. But it's like saying like only two G people got into the top 9 allegedly. Which if that's the case, why are we doing this? I feel like we complained about the cell system in the beginning, but then at least the cell system forced like a certain amount of each trainee from each group moving forward. So I feel like they just should have done an altered cell thing. I don't know. But I think they want to include the whole world,
I can kind of
quote
see that the
unquote,
top nine only has two G people in
for
it,
now.
just because,
Yeah.
yeah, for just only for now. And that's only
Mm-hmm.
because, like, for the first 3 weeks, pretty much, we
Yeah.
only saw the positives of the Koreans and only the
Mm-hmm.
handful of the global trainees that they wanted to show
Mm-hmm.
us. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't really see a lot of the good global trainees until later. And
Right.
when I look at people's top nines, like some of my friends, most of them would have like maybe 6 or 7 Korean and then maybe 2 or 3 global, and the global trainees in questions like Matthew or something, you know?
Right.
So
Which is
that's
a
why I'm just
Korean,
like, I
or
believe it.
Camden.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm like, okay, if it's
Right.
only two global on the top, and then you have to think about the boost in the
Voting.
the vote, not just the
Oh, the
voting,
live
but
voting, the live
the
voting.
live voting. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm like, okay, if for now it's only two global,
right,
I'm okay with that. It's understandable based off of
right.
our circumstances. But in the future,
It'll change.
yeah, I hope it changes.
Oh, just for those that are listening and they aren't watching the video, my ranking is in first place, Anthony; in second place, Bak Do-ha; third, Lee Da-ul; fourth, Kinta; fifth, Haruto; sixth, Zhang Hao; seventh, Wumati; eighth, Sung Hangbin; and ninth is Hiruto. Okay, so which performance should we start off with? Do you
Uh
want to come in?
uh let's go in order. Let's start with
Okay.
the 101 stage, which was Burn It Up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we can just talk about
So
no,
obsessed.
that's yeah. But yeah, you can talk about either group or if you want me to go first.
Um, both were vocally terrible.
Yeah.
I
I feel like the
feel
stages
oh
overall this episode were just all vocally terrible except for like Love Me Right, obviously.
Love Me Right and Hot Sauce
Oh yeah.
K was passable,
Yeah.
but they did have that one person off key in that training moment. He's like, I'm like, you could just like you're singing. I can tell you have vocal ability, but if you can just listen to the music and match it, we're great. I don't remember whether he did or didn't. Did he?
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
remember.
we're gonna keep it a mystery.
Yeah.
But okay, so 101, burn it up. I'm gonna
hmm
just go back and forth, right?
hmm
K group had better vocals. All right. G group, first off, you already had a or whatever. Sing it. First off, why would you take I guess no one wanted main vocal in that song. All right. Everyone wanted to be the rapper. So that's so commendable that you did main vocal, but you said, I feel better singing. I remember him saying that in episode 3. I feel better singing. But then you holding up training. You got old boy, the leader, saying, like, we're not even making noise in the K group over here. Like, actually motivated to train. This is going to be basically our last time to perform because all of us are getting eliminated essentially. Like none of us are ranking high, especially the leader. He's like, I'm number 69 or something,
I think
60,
that was the
whatever.
Danger Group, like that had all of that.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Sheesh.
Because if I remember
Sheesh.
right, the leader of Danger,
You're
wasn't he the
right.
one who
That
was
was
bossing him
danger.
around and
That
bossing people around, right? And he was
No, the
like,
leader, the
eh.
leader wasn't bossing people around. He's like, we're not even making music. You're right, that was danger. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. See what I mean?
I was like, wait, you're
These are
frying up
stuff.
the wrong
I'm sorry, I'm
person.
finding the wrong people. But so
It's okay.
wait.
After the first eliminations, we won't be
We'll get
confused.
over that.
Half of them
Because
will be
I feel
gone.
if that's the case, you start because I feel like you'll help me remember because or were they just so mid that I
They
was
were
just like,
just very mid. Like they were just very mid. Like I'm even like rereading my notes, like what happened. So all I remember is that the K group, they had like all the really young looking boys, and the
you're right.
center
Oh,
was
they
like
had
the
the two
tall black.
babies. They had the two
Yeah,
babies.
yeah.
Yes. They had was it Ollie? Was he in the group?
No, that was the
That's still that's
that,
still
I
the
think that was
BTS. I'm
that was
upset.
hot sauce or something like that. Ollie wasn't hot sauce.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
you know what? Based off of that, we have nothing to say about 101. We have
No,
nothing to say about 101.
no, you have something to say.
No, all I was gonna say, to be honest, was the K group that went. I thought that they did good because the group as a whole looked like babies. But then when this once they got on stage, like they transformed. It's like, oh, this is nice actually. That
I'm raising my hand like I'm in school. To be fair, out of all the 101 songs, this was not one I would have chose.
yeah, like if when I hear one, okay, I didn't follow 101, but when I hear 101, my first thought is energetic. I know it's
Here's
like
my
a
thing.
typical pick, but
Energetic was done on Produce 48.
oh,
I believe
how was it done on
my
Produce 48 if 101 debuted after?
no, Produce 48 was after that. So there was season one of
What?
Produce that had IOI. Season
Oh,
two
101 was the
was 101
first boy
before.
group.
They were.
Who was the
Then it
second boy
was
group?
X1 that didn't survive for over 3 months or 2 months or something. They didn't even last a
Who?
month. They were flown out to do one performance in Thailand, and then they said, "All right, come back because you already
Because it
fulfilled
was
your
rigged.
obligation." Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, you know. But I know that it's called Light, but I always call it Do You Feel the Same? That is, to me, the best vocal performance of 101.
Is that a title track they have?
Yes.
Mm.
They could have done that slow song because what like there should be at least a little ballad moment. But ballads are normally safe around 2, so that's fine. But
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think for the
like
first stage, the explosive stages are better because most
even
people only watch the first stages.
even still, there are multiple other 101 songs that I would have chose besides Burn It Up. It's just not giving.
But you also have to think it could just be us because we're the girl group stands. So
Right. And we're like,
maybe,
I want to hear something that sounds good.
yeah, like
And
maybe this is the song for the boy group stands, like for the ones who like
no,
101.
you know what they should have done? Boomerang. I remember that song. But boomerang. Dun, 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 dun,
We're
dun, dun, dun,
talking
dun.
more about 101 than the actual boys who
Because you know
perform.
what? That's what happened. They were so mid, I didn't remember them. We're gonna get eaten up in the
You know
comments.
what? The centers for both groups were pretty, so I'll say
The
that,
one
and
that
that's
was
all I
wearing the
remember.
red in the G, he was okay. But then I was so stuck on he pulled his shirt to show his little abs, and I was like, now your shirt's untucked.
Oh yeah, and then it
It
was kind of
bothered me.
pointless. Everyone else in this episode who pulled their shirts up, they got most of the points and their team won, but his team like he didn't pull that many points for that. So I was like, okay, there was no point in untucking your shirt. It's okay. Usually the abs will secure a victory. It didn't really work for him. But
I
that's
love how we both looked at each other in the camera like, mm-hmm.
you want to talk about the next people because I'm so
No, I don't.
sorry.
I feel like I messed up so bad.
No, you know what? If we have nothing to say, we'll leave it to anyone in the comments. But
Right.
somehow I have a feeling that a lot of those boys will be eliminated. Sometimes that's
Yeah,
how it
they
is.
will. Let's talk about no, no, because clearly I have a lot of things to say about the
What is
beat.
that? Is that
When they're like
danger?
that, yes, but that was
Okay.
my version.
Okay, danger. So that's the group. That's the group when the
All
leader
right,
was like,
as
I'm
I
about to get
was saying,
eliminated.
as I was saying, first off, you don't even know how to say. Let me just rewind. Okay. So you got old boy who had the little shake and go hairstyle leading the G group. He had a shake and go. It wasn't a wig, but it looked like, the aunties that just run out the house real quick.
He
It's
needed
like
a
I
good
just need
cut.
to I just felt like he had it's not the one where you just fold it on your head and it goes snap, but it was the one that just go real quick, the one that's shortcut, but it's not a shortcut because it's a wig. And I'm like, says you this looks so disheveled. You're giving me auntie going to CVS real quick. And he's
But
like,
that's kind of the vibes that he was giving, though. Like he was frustrated. He was
he
frustrated.
was,
Like,
and he was the best dancer in the group. I'm going to give him that. The center leader of the G group. And then you got over here, and the chicken boy over here just making a ruckus, talking out of his left, the side of his face, just talking this like, and then and this, and you telling me this, and I can't be main vocal. I'm like, well, yeah, you can't be main vocal because you don't sound good.
I understand both of their perspectives because yes, he does not sound good, but on the other hand, it was kind of not nice of the leader to be like, "Hey, you could be main vocal," and then like on the next breath, he would be like, "Hey, do you want to try this main vocal part?" Like while they're still practicing to another guy. That's weird.
Look here, listen,
It's
look here.
shady. Like
But
we can be shady. We're not there, but in a team, you can't
I hear
do
you.
that.
First off, I apologize. I shouldn't say "look here." That's very just like, but I was like,
No,
"Look,
I get what
listen,
you mean.
listen, Linda, listen." First of all, if you can't do a part, you just can't do a part. We've had dance groups, where it's like someone's just not cutting it, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to be this person that don't be doing much, and then that person be doing this?"
But this is the difference, though. Like, didn't that guy ask them in the other episode, hey, does anyone else want to try for main vocal? No one wants to do it, so what can you
But
do?
we've had this situation. Fiesta Team 2, Girls Planet. The moment you should have said, oh, no, I would have been like, Baha, I heard you over here sounding decent. I know you don't wanna, but do you mind switching roles with Miyu? Because as a team, we would like these bonus points. Like, I'm thinking about it. If we get these 1,000 bonus points, I might have a shot at staying here versus your ego getting stroked and you singing terribly, and then we all get sent home. And now I got to go fly my butt back to Taipei, and you know, we're all G group.
This is the only thing that I will say though. Like for Girls Planet, it was a little bit more difficult. I think women in general are just a little bit more passive about those types of things. And it didn't help that for this show, G group is all together and K group is all together. But in Girls Planet, they mixed them right away from the beginning. So it makes it a little bit harder.
I wish they just did that. I wish they just did that.
I would have preferred that.
I would have preferred it. And then they're going to do the mix and match round 2. But it's dumb. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But I'm not done with him. I'm not done with him. And then they go in, and then old Shake and Go is sitting in the closet.
What is his name?
It's Shake and Go. He's gone.
He's the leader of G Group. Yeah,
he's the leader of G Group. Yeah. He's over here sitting in the closet, and rightfully so. I'll be frustrated. Now, here's the deal. You are correct. He could have said, like, hey, I'm noticing you're struggling with these notes, and old boy over there is not struggling with his notes. Y'all might want to switch. Or you want to try, sub rapper 3 or sub rapper 5, where he's just like, yeah. Just give me a little something. You know what I mean? And he's like, and then he said, I haven't been training long. I'm a terrible dancer. I can't sing. And I'm like, you just further than old boy Shake and Go's points. But Shake and Go didn't go about it the right way. But again, it's a pressure cooker. It's like America's Next Top Model. All those shows, American Idol and The Voice, you're just in this thing, and it's hot. It's so fast. I get it. Now, K Group, they're all right. I feel like at least G Group had a story that was entertaining.
I will say that for me, this episode, I know I told you I liked Daul in the beginning, but he was kind of off-putting this episode.
Oh, really?
And actually, the funny thing is, I was just watching our podcast earlier for Girls Planet, and we mentioned that we like Shinwei because she's pretty humble and hardworking. Even with her crunch, she's working hard. And I felt like Daul, like he's crunchy, but like when they announced that his ranking was really high, or he had a lot of views or something like that, or he was popular, I feel like he kind of let it get to his head where he was like, I don't have to be good and I don't have to try that hard to get the votes.
But he's giving me like he's giving me her, like the twin, like makes it to the second round and then drops.
Yeah.
Or he's giving me old girl from NHK 5975 from Produce 48, the you know who I'm talking about, where she had the bowl cut. And everyone liked her in the beginning. She was in the top 13. She was, I forget her name. She had a scandal. She had a scandal right after the show was ended. And they're like, oh, she's bullying people in AKB. Anyway, is giving me her. We're high ranked in the first round, then second round, then goes home.
Oh, at least he gets two stages though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We already knew he wasn't going to make it. Like, we'll see him later. He has a nice face.
Yeah.
But I did like his little because I'm like, he has a good voice for rap.
Yeah. I feel like by the end, like he made up for all of that stuff in the beginning, but now I'm just like, okay.
But you know what? She owned. We were her fans, then we weren't her fans. So will he captivate us again? Tune in next time.
Yeah. So flip-floppy.
But that's what makes us fun. We are real. We're not going to just give you what Mnet wants you to think. Think for yourselves, people. You can flip-flop. It is okay. Don't feel bad. That's all I got. You got
We didn't
any?
even actually talk about the stages that much. We just
Talking about the drama.
yeah, the drama about them. I mean,
Well, okay, G Group was vocally terrible. The Shake and Go, I liked how they styled his hair. It was like it went from Shake and Go Auntie to Farrah Fawcett Swoop to Doop, right? Up
yeah, it was
there.
nice. It was
And he
nice.
was given na na ya na. And then old can't sing, can't dance. He was terrible. But every time they're like, let's go. He's like, no, and I'm like, great. This is not. It's not even great in a good way. It's not even iconic. No one had a Miyu moment. No one's making me go back and listen to them. That's what's crazy. Like Girls Planet, I went back and streamed her song as if it was her song.
Wow.
You, I mean, I picked you up in my car and it was like her.
Miyu's Fiesta.
It was. Remember when Fiesta re-entered the charts? And I was like, congratulations, Aizawan and Ito Miyu. Because
You're sick. You're sick.
it was like it entered the charts again. And I was like, wow, her impact is great. I do not foresee something streamed so much that the song itself re-entered the chart. I don't know if it was a coincidence, but it was so much of a coincidence.
Yeah.
And the K group was just mid. I feel like the G groups are bad, but then at least they're like I will remember them, and the K groups are mid.
It's just it's a mixed bag for me. It feels like G Group is more entertaining because of how bad they are.
Uh-huh.
And K Group, I feel like some groups they could be refined but still boring. Like for example, the Kill This Love team for K Group. I feel like if you took out Gunwook and put in like some other Korean who's mid, then it would have been a kind of boring performance. You know what I mean?
But Gunwook is what made it interesting. He's like, but again, Gunwook is like, I know this kind of concept will work for me.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's like that Family Guy skit where the lady's driving and she turns on her turn signal. She's like, I'm gonna go turn left. Good luck, everybody else. And it's like that's kind of what Gunwook is giving me. Like, good luck, everybody else. I know I'll get the points. Even if I don't get the bonus, I'll be fine. Maybe you know what it's giving me? It's giving me Snake. Not Snake. It's giving me, what was this? The group where everyone got eliminated but one person.
That was Chuong. That was Ice Queen.
No, it was also it was ladies, if you love your man, go ahead and give me a salute. We gonna
salute that happened too.
Yes.
I remember in Chuong that everyone got eliminated except for Curly and Ice Queen.
It was mean, what's her name? No more conversation, only solutions. What was her name? Miss Bobka.
Shai Bing.
Shai Bing. She was the only one that survived.
And I think that was because like the voting cut off right at her. I don't know.
It cut off before people could finish voting.
Yeah.
Like we saw one side and then them. But anyway.
We're getting off topic now.
This is a magic. I apologize. But it's all relative. I feel like him and maybe 3 people will survive.
Yeah.
Because that other group won the bonus points. So here's my question. They're like K team won and G team didn't. But in reality, only one K group didn't get the bonus points.
Yeah.
Because Kill This Love got the bonus points.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted we were not talking about Kill This Love, but we're on it. We're talking about it now. Mm-hmm. I think we're done with yeah.
We can talk about this song.
Oh, I'm
Stray
obsessed.
Kids.
That's the only one I really know how to talk about right now.
Yeah, I like both stages a lot.
Okay, so Christian. At first, he was giving me like Shai Bing, but then it's giving like, please don't take this from me. I really want to be centered, but you're not meant for this song.
I get where he's coming from, and I get why he's frustrated. And I feel like his whole attitude, he could have just like let it go, like just let it all out. Like he was really frustrated, clearly, but he still should have apologized by the end. And I feel like that could have changed everyone's perspective on him. Like if you just explained, oh, I'm frustrated, but I got to do what's right for the team, so I'm sorry, everyone.
I felt bad for Camden because he was giving me, those patient, like those Korean men that got patience for years, but they physically are losing patience. They
Mhm.
will not go off on you in front of your face. It's giving me him.
Yeah.
And he has that face of he mad,
Yeah.
which makes me uncomfortable. Kind of just like he's like, like I feel like it was like twisted. He was cracking
Yeah.
his neck so many
He
times, and
was. I feel
and
bad.
it looks like he could like catch him on the wrong day and he pop you one real bad. Like he looks like, I don't know. He a little. No, I'm not saying that's him, but I'm just saying his frustration was just like I felt it through the TV,
Yeah.
and
In
I'm glad
episode
he's
three, I kind of felt like he wasn't a good leader, but I think in this episode I realized I think he was the right leader for that group.
for them. He had more patience than I would, because I'd have been like, they'd be like, A group Robert is just, he's too mean, because he was like, when he said, I don't even feel like I'm leader. But you know what's funny? If Doa did that last season, they treat these men and women so differently. It's so interesting when she called out Shai Bing, but then I think, anyway, it's just the differences. Also, Camden should be in K group. That's another thing. That's how I feel. But maybe he was born in America, but then I don't know. But I just feel like he's K group. It probably would have been to his benefit anyway.
Mhm.
Nevertheless, he was patient with them. Also, Ricky over here, young and rich, tall and handsome. Um, he was the saving grace for that performance.
Yeah, that
His
performance was terrible.
it was so sad is when old boy hit his note. Was he the one that had no confidence?
Was he? I don't remember. All I remember is that the performance, not terrible, but I just remember it being like mostly bad. And then Ricky would come in and like, I'm here to save the
Yes, no, that's
performance.
exactly what
That's
happened.
the
He
one,
was like,
right?
that's no, it was like he hit a note, and then Ricky's like,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
it's like, and then it's like, and he had that low voice.
hmm
I just can't. I don't remember a lot of, like, because it was so bad. But what does stick out to me is Ricky's "Hey, you want to come in?" at the very end.
He was a good center. I don't know why, or like killing part. I don't know why he didn't do
I
it before.
wish I understand why they have two different people doing it, because when he caught my eye, when he was initially like vocal one or whatever, and like
Mm.
they slid him in, like they did the little, lift up, and then he had the first, "Hey, you want to come in?" But I think his ending one was so good.
Oh, okay, I see. So
Like him and
Christian took
Christian
his
switched
part.
parts.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
Because
okay.
Christian said, "Hey, you want to come in?"
I think
Fun.
that's why I was confused because I remember Ricky did that and then he didn't do it, and I was like, wait, I thought he was supposed to do that part. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
I got
no.
it
So
now.
they throw like Ricky in the air and he
Yeah.
flies back, and then like Christian, "Hey, you want to come in?" Fun fact: Christian was a part of a boy, well, not a boy group, like a like what's it, co-ed group called Now United.
Mm.
So, and I didn't know that he was a part of it because I wasn't paying attention to him in that group. But good for him. So he's trying to re-debut again.
Is
I
that a
just want.
K-pop group?
It's not a K-pop group. It's like they pick.
Is it
This
like
is so
Z
old.
Boys, Z Girls?
Kinda, yeah. But it has boys and girls in it, and they're like, "You're from Saudi Arabia, and you're from
Mm.
the Philippines." I
Yeah,
don't
Z
remember
Boys.
any song they've ever made. I just know about the Filipino male singer in the group. I don't even know if he sings. I just
Mm.
know that I was like, wow, he has a great visual. Follow on Instagram. I ain't looking at nobody else. I'm sorry. Anyway, point being, "Hey, you want to come in?" Oh, the center for K group had good
Oh,
facials
yeah, his
and
facials were
good. When
so
he said
good.
and I was like, I can't even
Yes.
do this little moment he had. That was
Yeah.
really good.
He
And
reminds me
then,
of, BAP's leader. I forgot his name. It's like Jungkook or
child,
something
you
like
brought me
that.
back to 2013. BAP.
But you remember
Um,
BAP's leader? He had like the really deep voice. For
yeah.
some reason, he reminded me of him. I was like, okay, this is great. This man's an actor, but that's part of dancing is acting. So
Right. He
this is
said,
really good.
when he was
Yeah,
milking the cow or whatever he was doing,
yeah.
that was great. And then they had the I just call him a model. He looks like a model. Jiwoon.
Oh yeah.
Jiwoon. When he had no lines, only maybe two little small parts, lifted his shirt and it was done. And
And
I
he
was
didn't
like,
even sing those lines. He said,
he
he
just
said,
spoke it. And I was like, this is how you do it. This is how you do visual member. This is how you do it. Well, this is how you do it. Him and Doha, and that was in hot sauce. Mwah.
Yeah,
Mamma mia.
they
Mwah.
understood their jobs.
So good. So good. Yeah. Do you have anything else to add? I feel like I was just rambling.
No, I mean, like, I feel like the first two stages were just kind of dry. So the Stray Kids stage was like really refreshing,
It
both
woke
of
me
them.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we do hot sauce next?
Yeah, hot sauce. That's not the dance. I forgot how it goes.
Okay, so Ollie wasn't hot sauce. My memory is coming back because
Hmm.
I remember when the dance trainer, she's like, you know, Hanbin is like tteokbokki, nice and clean and hot and spicy, and you are like rose tteokbokki with cilantro. It's not original, but I like
Yeah. I
it.
like that though, because sometimes I don't like when people are like, oh, you need to fit the exact vibe of this dance, you know? I like that she appreciated, like,
The
you made it
differences.
your own thing and it works, so just
Mhm.
keep that, you know?
I liked how Ollie has no stars, but was the one leading them. And then the
Yeah.
one that had like 2 stars or whatever many stars was the leader. But he was like, nah, I don't know what he did as a leader. Maybe he was helping like organize. But like Ollie was definitely like, okay, boom, boom, boom. Like he when you learn to dance quick, that's a good like skill as a leader for dance.
Hmm.
So he was really good. I noticed him. And he wasn't that bad on stage either.
Hmm.
Go ahead, because I'm just like about to
Oh,
start
I
talking
don't
about the
have
K
anything
group.
else to say about, at least not G group. I mean, I
Oh,
liked
K group.
Ollie and they really showcased him.
Yeah, K group is Han Bin, that Han Bin,
Yeah.
like,
The one that you
uh,
gave a couple votes to.
yeah, it's giving me that girl from BBC Blockberry Creative from Produce 48 who is talented as all get out, but you know she's not getting in.
I don't remember.
I, People in the comments, y'all know who she is. She was supposed to be in Luna, but they said, you ain't getting in Luna. So they sent her to Produce 48. And
Oh
she tried her
man.
hardest. And she was talented out the wazoo. She was supposed to be the center for that song that everyone was playing from Produce 48. What was that song? Good up, my head, boy. Rumor.
Rumor.
Yeah, she was supposed to be the center for that song, but then she got eliminated. And then the girl that's in Everglow was like, I don't fit center, but I'm gonna do my best. Anyway, he's giving me that. I hope he makes it to at least round 3.
Mm.
He might get Young Gunned.
You think so?
I don't know. He's talented. He's giving me, I've been training for so many years. Like he helped like break down everyone's role. Like he made them drill that dance. Like, and
Hmm.
he would like dance with each member, like side by side, which is amazing. So they can like match him or like trying to like, cause he's like high energy. So if
Hmm.
you're like dancing with someone that's giving, you try and give too. You know what I mean? Like the energy's infectious.
Hmm.
As a leader, he was amazing. I'm sure he was annoying too because they're like, dang, like he's drilling it. He's like, these arms need to go like this, like it needs to be straight. And yeah, I thought that was really good. And I was glad that Doa was on his team because he got Doa straight together. Because Doa said, ka, ka, ka. I said he wasn't doing that when he was
Hmm.
doing Take Me Home Tonight.
Yeah.
So I like that you elevated one of the houses.
Yeah,
He
I thought he would kind of blend in with the rest of the team, but he actually likes, I mean, he blended like in a good way, but I thought he would fall too far to the background.
who
Like he wouldn't,
Doha.
yeah, I was scared he wouldn't be able to do much, but I think he did pretty
What
good.
made me enjoy his performance was he was enjoying it. I could tell
Yeah.
he was smiling and dancing and
And that brief moment, I think he danced center like very briefly, and he was
mm-hmm,
really happy. And it just reminded me when they were like, when the masters were like, "Why can't you
be an
just
actor.
act?" And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
"Look at this guy. He really likes being on stage. Like, leave him alone."
Like he'll add something. You need that like we call it the vitamin in a group. You need that like smile vitamin, like the person that's
Yeah.
just gonna yeah, like yeah, you know what's funny? back in the day, we always had that one member, like Sohei from Wonder Girls.
Why was I just all you said was there's always that one member, and she was the first person that came to my mind.
But you know what's even funnier? JYP's like, you know who should have all the lines? Sohei. And I was listening because Love Me Like Money came on just randomly in the gym. And I'm like, why is she singing all of this?
Oh, they had a formula like Wonder Girls. Like when Lim joined the group, they had Lim and Sohee singing the verses, and they had Sunyi and
mm-hmm.
I forgot Heartbreaker, whatever her artist name is,
Yeah,
or
Heartfelt.
Yenny singing the choruses every time, and then Yubin would rap, and that's their formula, and they're doing nothing different. I'm just like, why don't you guys just let Yenny sing verses sometimes?
And what got me, it was that one came on, and then my stream did a double whammy and played the DJ's Mind. And I'm like, why is Sohei just singing all of this?
Everything, yes.
Nobody love me like you do. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
girl, this is giving me like struggle. And then the auto tune's not helping you anyway. But yeah, he's giving me Sohee. Sohee from IOI, or Sohei from IOI, Sohee from Wonder Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss that element. He's not a Haewon. He's such a Sohee. And it's so nice. It's just Sohee, Sohei. And he's going to have an amazing career after this, for sure. But we got to let him in this group.
Yeah.
We saw how Kepler went. And y'all denied me what I wanted the first time.
So you want this group to be made for you because you couldn't get what you wanted before. So
yes! Yes! I don't even need it made for me. I just want a few things. Just like how Auntie Wig Shake and Go, he just stepped out the house to get a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they sure did play new things? He wanted a few things. Anyway, NCT. Hot Sauce was great. I feel like G Group wasn't vocally nice again. And K Group was all right. I think they just need to pick better songs.
Yeah. I think, well, I mean, I feel like Hot Sauce was a good choice, but just not for those members of G Group. But was that G Group? No, I don't think that's a G Group where it was the leftover members. I think it was the other
That was
performance.
Burn
That
It
was
Up.
that was the I don't want you to be lead vocal or that guy, right?
No, they were all the leftovers. That was no, that's no, no.
You
I
want to
can't.
talk about Love Me Right?
They could have played that joint right on after the other one. The holding that to the
Yeah.
end was just so not the. But do you know what's funny? They said we know the other performances aren't giving, so we're gonna hold this till the very end so
That's
you
what I
guys
thought
watch
too.
it. Because if they just did that, then I'm like, all right, peace.
Yeah. Mm.
Love It Right was okay. I mean, they had everyone that could do stuff in
Mm-hmm.
there. They had everyone except that one guy that hit that note at the very end. Was that Yedam? That wasn't necessary. You don't need to do that. You sang just fine. Let Hugh do his part. You didn't need to scream at the end. It's okay. We already have we have him doing that already.
So
So
I
you
think
don't need to.
Yedam had the same parts as Anthony. So I guess both of them should have just erased that section.
Well, Anthony didn't go for it. Anthony sung the song.
No, Anthony did a little bit, I think. Maybe, but Jay is really loud, so
Yeah, he's over here. No, no, teacher, no, yo. And just over
mhm.
here singing like he giving me Jackson 5 experience. You're right. He is loud. So Anthony's over here trying to sing his little high note, and over here Jay. I'm sorry to the listeners of this podcast. I'm over here making all the noises. I feel like you felt like he was like Justin Timberlake. He's over here holding the microphone like this. Are we going to have to deal with this for round two?
I don't want to be a hater, but I'm not okay. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about him. The stage was very good, but I just don't want him in this group. And I don't know. I feel like okay, I don't want to say K group did bad because K group was really good. I feel like
Yeah.
if I were to rate them, I feel like K group was like a 95 out of 100, and then G group was like a 90 out of 100. So I feel like K group just did better overall. But I feel like when it comes to the one-on-one voting, I
Mm-hmm.
just don't see how Huey won over Jay. I feel like they had to get the Pentagon fans in, and they
Oh, of
just
course.
weren't
I
for
was
him.
explaining this. I was saying, like, of course he beat him. Like, you're gonna tell me, like, these fans who've been waiting for this person for oh how many years? He just got out of the military. So Pentagon hasn't been active since or whatever. They had a few comebacks. No one was paying attention to that. Let's be honest. And the only reason why that song was went well is because they had the shoot dance. Let's be real. All right. We're all anyone from that era K-pop. You're 25 by now, okay? You're 25. We're all grown, all right? You can be honest. The song was okay. It was cute, okay? So they haven't been on top since that song, right? So you're telling me all the people that have been fans of them, and maybe the ones that have been fans since the beginning, you hear, oh, Mnet giving out free tickets, and we get to see Hugh, and they all there, and you know how they work, and they're going to vote for him because they're voting for him and Pentagon, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get all the votes. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's different. But I don't even think it would have happened the same way for CLC Bestie, because CLC had their moment, and they didn't start popping off till Black Dress.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, before then they started popping off internationally for Hobgoblin,
Oh
but that
yeah.
was because they just sounded like Hannah. So, point being, it's interesting how they're both from the same company, but one we were okay with getting in the group, and the other were like, I don't see it for you, sir. I just don't see it for him.
No, I see him getting in, but I don't want him in.
I don't. There's no point in him getting in. He can, if he gets eliminated right now, he's gonna make this group's debut song,
Yeah.
or he's gonna make their comeback.
Yeah.
Like my problem with this is like CLC Bestie needed it. She needed it. Like CLC's career, they had 7 years, sure, but was it a lovely 7 years? No, it wasn't a lovely 7 years. The company kept changing the concept so many times. We didn't know what they were going to give us until the end, until they figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, until Thailand girl paid for helicopter.
Yeah.
So my point being, and I say Thailand girl, and I'm not trying to be rude, but she's been pretty problematic in her own right. Um, so I don't see it for him, and I mean like it would be different if he was like an optician or if he was like a golden child or well, I mean golden child was on Kingdom, so never mind. But like any of those mid-tier groups, like even an X1 former member coming back, I would have been okay with because they didn't even get a chance to have a moment. Even
Mm-hmm.
them DSP boys that they are promoting, the one that got into X1 and all that, like it doesn't have to be a tone. Like Doa from Fanatics, I didn't care that she was a producer 48. And I didn't care that she debuted it because they weren't doing much. But he had a successful, maybe not as an idol. He had the one big song. He had his Brave Girls moment,
Mm-hmm.
and then he had the production. Like being a producer, songwriter, creative, you're making money.
Yeah.
Like you're getting royalties. Like even when they sung his song, like they paid him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I kind of rambled.
I'm looking forward to the eliminations because I feel like it will give a good
Insight.
yeah, good insight into how we're voting. But I don't know, even with this one, we'll see how it goes. I don't like how they did. I like the bonus points because like
It's better than last time.
yeah, it's better, but I feel like it just wasn't good. I think the only reason why I don't like the bonus points is the way that they split it between K and G group. You know what I mean? And then you get the extra points if your whole group wins, you
If
know.
majority wins, right?
Yeah, I think it would have been fine if they just let it be as like the winning group gets bonus points and then maybe like whoever got the most point or votes or something got additional points or something like that. Isn't that how they traditionally did it too in the produce series?
It did, but I felt like it was more spaced. And
Mm-hmm.
again, it didn't feel like Produce 48 is just a perfect example. you brought the AKB girls and you brought the Korean trainees, and from like round one, they were just mixed.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just picked who they wanted to pick.
Yeah.
So I feel like why didn't they just do that? I feel like they keep
Yeah.
trying to capture that Produce 48 magic, and they're continuously failing.
They want to capture the magic, but then they're like, oh, but we don't want to copy and paste. But if it's
Just do
working,
it.
yeah, if
You
it works, then like
just
just copy
do
and
it.
paste. It's
Just
okay.
yeah. I mean, y'all are different enough. Y'all are Boys Planet. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like y'all made Girls Planet so much more complicated than it needed to be. Like for this season, like you guys can make it simple. The catch of the shows are from different parts of the world. All right. Like
Mhm.
we don't have to make it any more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be any surprise eliminations that happen? Like someone who you think could have got some more votes, who could have been saved if we saw more screen time sooner?
I'm more concerned about who getting Planet Pass.
Forgot about the Planet Pass. I think that's gonna be the highlight for us. The Planet Pass will be the high. Oh, he did things behind the scenes.
See,
I
I
want to
hope it's
know who
someone we
that
don't
is.
even know who he is. I
Yes,
hope it's like, who is this?
yes.
What if it's what if it's Nick Chickapaw?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so.
No, I don't. He needs to go home. He
I need
needs to
it
go
to be
home.
someone who will make us laugh at least. Well, assuming that all of my picks are safe. Because
I
last
think
time
your
not all
picks
my
are
picks were
safe.
safe. And I was lucky that Wanja got the Planet Pass, and I was lucky that Hayden got the Planet Pass. So they saved my people. But assuming all my picks are safe, I need it to be another Ruan.
You know, I watched that podcast. We were like, when we read the name, we're like, who? Who is this? Um, I don't know. I mean, I kind of gave up on the people because I thought like Nice could sing, and then when I
Mm-hmm.
realized that he couldn't, I'm like, there's no saving him. He's out of my nine. And then there's another Uju who looks nice but can't sing. And then people that I would have voted for if I knew their talent, like if I actually tried to find their videos. Brian, I would have voted for him, but
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
know about him being decent, so I didn't.
Yeah.
And I would have voted for him instead of Nice, but I didn't
Yeah.
know. And Kong, I foresee him potentially may not make the cut, but he might be a potential for Planet Pass. But then also, what are we even doing Planet Passes anymore? Like, I
Oh.
only feel like they're gonna bring it back if Mnet's like, mm. We first saw him lasting a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I don't know. This is intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm watching more of a spectator, not as so, and I'm semi invested, but not really.
Yeah.
I just hope next round we get some good skirt skirt moments because I want to enjoy. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had. I guess the only like stage that I'm like quoting to this day is "Do you want to come in?" And that's not even the stage. It's just Ricky, and I'm still not voting for him.
What? You haven't been voting for him?
No, I do. I see the appeal. I get it, but also it's not the appeal that I want. It's not what
Mm.
works for me. Like I wanted to understand it, and then maybe, but I'm still not voting for him because I get it, but it's still not for me. And it's not that I have any hate towards him. Like I get it. I see the vision. It's just not my vision.
I think that's fine though. There's a
Like
lot
if
of
he gets in, I'm
boys.
like, okay, at least someone from G Group got in. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like it's not like Girls Planet where there's some hard no's I had. It's like, no, I don't want her in. I feel like even this season, I'm like, I'm already having hard nose, and maybe it's because like I'm more of a girl group stan, so I knew exactly what I wanted. But yeah.
Yeah.
And then dun dun dun. But that's all I have.
Same.
Yeah. Well, that was episode 4 of our review. Let us know in the comments section if you thought that some of the performance was pretty mid. Like, Do you
I want
guys?
to
Did
know if
you?
anyone stood out to our viewers, or if anyone has stood out,
Yeah.
especially in the first two teams that we kind of skipped over.
Right. I'm. There's gonna be someone that's like, his name is not Shake and Go. His name is. And I'm like, mm-hmm. Did he make it to round two? Stop. What if Shake and Go gets a planet pass?
That would be nice.
That would be nice. I'll remember his name.
Hmm.
Did anyone stand out to you in the Burn It Up performance? Burn It Up, as
Hmm.
well as the what was the song called?
Let me check my notes. So, if anyone stood out in the Burn It Up and BTS song Danger, those are the two
Danger,
stages that we
because
kind of.
I'm just gonna keep saying no, no, yeah, no. They I can't get over it because Mnet kept playing them do the footwork and this part.
Hmm.
The G group, they're like, we're working as a team now. And it was just felt like a boomerang, Instagram. It's like, and I'm like, did they do other dance parts or just this one? Because this is a super cut of them continuously doing that one part.
And
So
that's
either
editing.
either they just wanted to show that part and not anything else, or they fucked up they messed up everything else and they look good just doing that. And Shake and Go was the only person that stood out because he was in the center just nah no yeah nah yeah. Well, let us know in the comments who you're rooting for, who's in your top nine, who who's in your top nine, and do you believe they are safe? Like, knowing this situation, like if you're voting for Wuju or we're voting for Nice, be real. You know they ain't safe. So,
You gave them some votes, didn't you?
I didn't give Wuju some votes. I looked at his face and I knew he couldn't sing.
No,
I
but
just
you
had a
gave Nice some votes.
I sure did because he was nice. But I just knew there's some people that have a spark and you're like, well, he can't do this, but he has something. And then there's some people that like, okay, you need to cook a little bit more. I want to vote for you, but you're not. It's like I have to be realistic. Realistically, you're not making it far.
Hmm.
Now, someone that I would like to vote for, but I just knew maybe he might get planet pass. Takoto or Takato, little
Oh,
Japanese one that had the little boxing
Takuto.
gloves.
Yeah,
Because old boy said he looks like my son.
yeah.
I'm like, you might get that Ruan experience.
We'll see.
Anyway, I'm just throwing stuff out here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into episode 4 of our podcast for Boys Planet. We are so grateful that you guys choose to listen to us each weekend. We just love it so much. As we said, interact with us. We like to check in the comments and see what you guys have to say. And until next time, have a beautiful rest of your week. Take care. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Do you want to comment?